And guess what? Just before that entire debate ended, he said, Frank, he said, we're not done, and he's saving the best for Thursday night, the great debate. So that's where, obviously, we're going to be able to expound and share a lot of our messages. But you know, let me just say this much. You've heard me over the course of the last several weeks ask all of our people to come out and vote for a Democratic majority in the legislature. You've heard me ask all of our people to come out and vote for not only Gutierrez Aguon, but let's send Madeline Berdalio back to Congress. And ladies and gentlemen, I was talking to an elder citizen in the back. And you know one thing that he mentioned to me, he said, Frank, I only wish that we had that one block of blackjack block so that instead of going down 15 names, all we had to do was color in that one single oval that says vote all 15 Democratic senators. And I say that because that's how we have to look at this election, ladies and gentlemen. It is too critical when we're facing a military buildup that's going to bring in anywhere from $12 to $15 billion. And right now, as of today, Uncle Sam has not delivered to Guam on behalf of the residents and the people of Guam. And that's where Governor Gutierrez and I and Team Democrat in the legislature, as well as working with Madeline Berdalio, that we're going to go to Congress, we're going to go to the U.S., we're going to go to Uncle Sam and say, Uncle Sam, guess what? You can come in with the military build-up because we support the build-up of the military. But we need you to also ensure that the people of Guam are directly supported. And that's our commitment to each and every one of you, is we're going to fight for every dollar so that we can improve our infrastructure, our water, our wastewater, our utilities, and also our power and our roads. Because we really need to improve those particular aspects of our infrastructure, ladies and gentlemen, before the military comes in. Also, another thing is, during the last night's debate, tomorrow debate, and also during today's debate, one of the statements or questions that came up is, what are you going to do as a result of the military buildup? Well, aside from going and getting resources for our infrastructure, we have other priorities in this community. And as a result of the military buildup, we're going to get funding so that in fact we can build no less than 5 schools for our community to accommodate not only the increase in population, but the military buildup. I say that, and I can honestly stand here and make that particular comment knowing full well what the financial impact is going to be with the military coming in. We're also looking at expanding GMH and building upon what Lieutenant Governor Mike Cruz had accomplished over the course of the last 3 years. He was able to get our hospital accredited, but to accommodate our existing needs and to accommodate the military build-up, we obviously need to expand that hospital facility and possibly look at building a women's and a children's wing there at our own GMH public hospital so that in fact it can accommodate our people. We also want to not only look at education, public safety, education and healthcare, but public safety continues to be a paramount issue. One of the students' questions today was asked, what are you going to do with this military build-up because it's going to result in a lot of negative activity? Well, the response to that question is we have a responsibility to make sure that in fact we get resources so that we can put more law enforcement officers out in the field. So that's where, in terms of the issues, in terms of getting resources, in terms of reaching out to our community and providing the direct services that our people rightfully deserve for this entire next 4 years, that is our commitment to you. But let me also say this, because I advocated for a Democratic majority in the legislature. Our commitment to you, ladies and gentlemen, Governor Gutierrez and I, is that we will not only work together as partners through the duration of the 4 years, but we will work as Team Democrat with the Democratic majority in the Guam legislature, and we will also work very closely with Madeline in Congress, because guess what? When Team Guam speaks, Team Guam gets what it wants and what it usually requests. And that's the approach that we have to take when we're dealing with this upcoming build-up. I want to share a personal perspective with all of you. You know, you look at the campaign and you turn the clock up, maybe about January 25th or 26th. And you look at that time frame, after all the celebrations, after the swearing in of Governor Gutierrez and Lieutenant Governor Frank Aguon Jr., you can be assured, ladies and gentlemen, that what Governor Gutierrez said, that we need to take a ground approach to our administration, that we will do that. By virtue of saying that, it means taking the grassroots approach, getting out there to the community and understanding exactly what the needs are within each of the individual villages, and come out with a plan so that in fact over time that we can be able to address many of these issues and many of these concerns. We need to do that, ladies and gentlemen. We need to bring attitude, and we need to bring the leadership back out to the people of Guam. And that is where the commitment of the Gutierrez Aguon is going to be over the course of the next 4 years. You know, we had also Mayor Nick Francisco. Thank you very much for your wonderful endorsement. He came up here and he extended his endorsement to our ticket, and he's done it on a few occasions. We also had Greg Cruz from the Cruz Espodan family, who came up and, you know, stepping out of bounds, I'd say stepping out of bounds, not out of line, but out of bounds, and reaching forward and saying, I want to endorse and I want to support Gutierrez Aguon. Ladies and gentlemen, not only to Greg Cruz, his family, but also the Cruz Espodan family and leaders, we need to give them a round of applause and recognize their assistance. We're going to win. One of the things that Greg mentioned a little earlier, he said, the crowd continues to grow every single day. Every time we have a gathering, the crowd continues to grow. Well, ladies and gentlemen, all we have to do is just turn the clock back to Sunday afternoon. I got the official count of vehicles from someone this afternoon. And it was between motorcycles, I think that's intentional, you know, between motorcycles, cars, trucks, and whatever else was out there, the trolley. Ladies and gentlemen, the official count that was given to me this afternoon at about 4 o'clock is that there were 1,236 vehicles in Guam's biggest island-wide motorcade on Sunday. You look at that, and you look at where we are today. It's called momentum. It's called the road to victory. But there's only one way that we can make it happen, ladies and gentlemen. If you and I not only continue this momentum, bring the crowd, bring new faces, bring new families out so that they can listen to the candidates, to Governor Gutierrez, myself, the Democratic candidates who are going to speak later. But we need to make sure that we get them to the polls so that they can vote for Gutierrez Aguon. And that's the way that Team Democrat, from Gutierrez Aguon to the 15 Democratic senators, also to Madeline Berdalio, that's the only way that we're going to assure a Team Democrat victory come November 2nd. I ask you to do that over the course of the next several days. We have, someone said, less than a week. We have less than a week to close out on this election. I can taste, I can feel, I can see victory, but ladies and gentlemen, we all have to make it happen, because together we can go all the way, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Our next Lieutenant Governor of Guam, Frank Aguon. All right, folks, this is it. This is what we're waiting for.